from the General Ted Walker Theater in Hollywood, California, it's The Big Questions with the Dead Milkmen 100th episode spectacular, featuring Funny Man Charlie Callis, the mind-tastic antics of Shield and Yarnell, musical guest, the Starland Vocal Band, a poem from Mr. Rod McEwen, and a special appearance by Tinkertown Santa Claus.
I'm going to read this week's question because there's a lot of wording in it. Do you find making / performing music and / or listening to music therapeutic / cathartic in any way / shape / form? Why / how, or why / how not? My answer to this is something I've only really kind of discovered recently, that I think I kind of like meditate when I'm playing music. Like when I'm kind of like writing stuff, sometimes I'll just kind of mindlessly be playing something on a keyboard or a guitar, and then realize that I've kind of zoned out to whatever else is going on around me. Even if I've like pretended and like nodded my head to somebody, like I really don't know what they're saying. Yeah, I find it very therapeutic for me because I also feel like it's a good way to kind of control time. Like it's one of the few things that I feel like you can have control over. And I like playing in the rhythm section with Dean because he's tight, and I always know kind of what to expect, even if it's an unexpected thing. So yeah, time and meditation for me are the short answers for that.
Yeah, I think I'm the same way. I get kind of meditative, or you get in the flow or the zone, and people talk about, because I could be working on music when, like you at home or whatever, trying to record like a demo or something, and next thing I do is look at the clock and it's like 4 hours later. It's like, oh, what happened?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm kind of like that too. My short answer is yes. I think music is all of that from your question /////. The long answer is, I think I'm addicted to making music. Just look at my home studio. I'll take some pictures and send you pictures of my home studio. So I'm surrounded by music making stuff. And it's something that I always look at and want to do, even when I have all kinds of other obligations to take care of. I think that I got an adrenaline rush when I was just like in kindergarten, and we had like a school concert, and I forget the name of the song. I wish I could remember the song, but we had these like this box of chromatic bells or whatever. They were like resonator blocks that had metal bells on the top. And for whatever reason, the song that we were playing had some kind of elaborate part, and I was the only one that could play it. So I got to play the most complicated part in the song, and I'm just in kindergarten. So I remember being pretty stoked about that. And I've been playing drums now for about 45 years. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And along the way I've added guitars and keyboards to varying levels of skill and success. And at the end of like the late 70s, early 80s, with the end of the band that I was in with my friend Mike called Narthex, I was looking to continue to play music with other people. And that's when I found Joe and Dave and Rodney. And, I was like, bring it on. Let's keep going with this thing. So let's see. As I've gotten older, I have been focusing more on making music than making art, because I actually went to art school after high school. But now music is my main focus. I still, keep a sketchbook, and I like to make collages, but music is just kind of ingrained in my psyche. I don't know what you call it. So anyway, I'll provide a link to my Bandcamp page, and you can listen to some of my musical and attempts at interesting tunes.
Which, by the way, I've heard people specifically talking about your music and certain frequencies you've used that are like physically healing to people. Like, I don't know. Somebody asked me if you used the 432 hertz standard tuning.
No.
What's the frequency, Kenneth? What's the frequency?
440.
Yeah, 420.
Dude. Anyway, that's my answer. Good question, Dan.
For me, short answer, no. Long answer, fuck no. I don't do music to relax or to mellow or anything like that. I like music that's engaging, that's in my face. Like, I would eat a candlelit dinner with like wine while agrotech plays. I have to have something that's boom, 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 boom. I go to the art museum to look at the Hieronymus Bosch painting, not to look at the beige wallpaper. I if I'm going to meditate, I've got calm apps for that. I think this might be because I grew up in the 70s, which was the era of mellow, relaxing rock. Which, we soft rock, we call it alt rock now. There's whole stations in Philly dedicated to it. But it's like stuff like the Carpenters and Air Supply. And I think until punk came along, I really wasn't interested in music. And then I was like, oh my God, this person's yelling at me and wants to kill me. All right. So, I mean, it's, to me, that's relaxing. I wake up every morning. My alarm is Hot Rod by The Prodigy. So it's like, and I'm ready to go. I think, for me, music is this, force. It's an engaging thing. I don't relax to it. I often worry about relaxing music because I think a lot of serial killers were kind of into elevator music, except for Richard Ramirez, who really, really enjoyed AC/DC, perhaps a little too much. But that is my thing on that. Now, we talked about home studios. Everybody knows I do a thing called church. Every Sunday, I'm in my home studio for about 4 hours doing experiments. And if I could wear a lab coat when I do this, if lab coats weren't so expensive, I would. So people, is that relaxing for you? Like, no, it's engaging. I'm in there doing like really, really weird stuff. And with home studios, when I look at other people's home studios, they say things like, this is what I call my cozy corner. My acoustic guitar is over here, and I've got some little bells, and I've got some harmonicas. And I'm like, dude, what I've got in my studio is a thing called the nightmare box, okay? And you know what I tell people? I say, don't touch it, because some fella touched it and he come back, but he come back wrong. Right? I have my studio trolley cart that I have, all right, it's a coffin, and there's like, right now there's like a spooky candle on it. My home studio is designed to be as sort of uncomfortable as possible. It's like like sleeping on a bed of nails. And it allows me when I come in here to just make insane music. But for me, I embrace the insanity, the loudness, the screaminess of music. And then if I want to, decide to relax or whatever, I could listen to some atmospheres. I could listen to rain or stuff like that. And I do that to, for like 10 minutes a day. And then I'm like back into like, screaming madman mode. And it works for me. I'm wearing a Dio shirt. So I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that is, I have nothing against people who listen to mellow music. There's some ethereal music. I love Dead Can Dance. I especially love Ghost Twin. I know a lot of people are watching now going, I'm afraid of Ghost Twin. They scare me. No, listen to Ghost Twin. I love Ghost Twin and it's ethereal and stuff, but it's ethereal, but it's engaging to me. My synapses are firing when I listen to that stuff.
Well, see, what's interesting
is that therapeutic?
You did say it is therapeutic for you.
But
I think, and I didn't say anything about relaxing. I don't know where that came from, but therapeutic, cathartic, I think it is for you. And I think it sounds almost for you like it's even more powerful than for Dean and me, where it's kind of like we take it as like I almost take it as like brushing my teeth. But like you actually get like, you do get something out of it though. Like, you get
two things. One, Sage Francis once said, if music was therapy, I would have been cured long ago. So, but the thing is, I'm not a natural musician. Dean was saying he could play the part when he was 5. It's like, well, for me, it's like, well, I mean, I could play Stairway to Heaven on the guitar when I was 12, but Jimmy Page didn't write it till he was 21. I'm not a natural musician, so I don't come at it from the area you guys do. I have to kind of work at everything, and maybe that's why I am so engaged in it, because to me, it's a mystery. I can't do it naturally, but if I can figure out the sort of science behind it, and so that's why, like, every Sunday I will start from a space, and I'll say, all right, this Sunday, let's try polyrhythms and see how they work and become a song. And I usually end every Sunday with a new song. So that works, but I work at it. So I don't know if it's relaxing, because it is, let's run this wire over here. Let's run this. That's why I have the trolley.
Relax.
Was that?
I think therapy is not always about relaxing. It's about like discovering something about yourself. And I think it sounds like you are, in a way, because like that's a good way for me to get like anger out too. I didn't mean to give the impression that when I'm like meditating with music, I'm like, have like big sunglasses and like
a floppy hat.
A lot of times it's quite the contrary, where like I'm in a really dark place and I have to go down and play something, and it's not always a dark thing that I end up playing, but and I don't always record it. Like I just kind of like sometimes just have to get something out, and it's not like I come back out like, hey, but it's definitely I consider it therapeutic. It's like
I record everything. I have like a list of ideas, and I will get to all of them in my lifetime. That's why I'm working so hard. I'm like, I've got to get all these done, because I might only have like 40 more years on the earth, and I've got to I've make sure that all these experiments get carried out. So maybe that's why it's not restful for me.
Well, I've definitely been in situations where I've been down and cheered myself up by playing guitar, writing a song, making a recording. I also get lose track of time when I'm, not every single time, but often when I'm in the process of recording music or playing music. And I've also experienced just playing songs for other people and it being, I'm guessing, therapeutic for the person I'm playing for, as far as music goes. And I listen to music, other people's music, and I've been able to get cheered up listening to music, and not just mellow music, but also punk rock music. So in that regard, I think it is in some way therapeutic. However, I also can find making music makes me more neurotic than I was before, because although I have fun making music and recording songs, I get anxious after I record them and then play them for someone else or release them out into the whatever. And then I start to wondering, what have I done? Should I have done this or not?
Me too, with your stuff.
Not me. I don't care what somebody thinks of it.
Well,
I made this
that's
thing.
good.
You know what I mean?
I'm just telling you what happens in my brain.
No, but you shouldn't be. You made a thing. I don't care what people think of it. If I like the thing enough to put it out there, I don't care. You guys have seen the songs I turn in.
If somebody listens to this, they just wasted.
Turned in some gems,
right? And it's my fault. 3 minutes down the drain. Oh well. Or however long the song is.
There's a side B too.
Huh?
I said there's a side B too.
Sunny Beat?
No, side B. But Honey Beats could be a song from you. That would totally be a Butterfly Joe song. The song's called Honey Beats. Honey Beats. I wear them on my honey feet.
I think I'm better at B-side songs than A-side songs.
Time to play B-sides. I found your guitar playing.
Sorry.
I think your guitar playing is therapeutic for Germans. It allows them to
And it's
taking it back to early episodes, folks. It's the 100th episode. There's going to be some callbacks.
You got to watch them all. You got to watch.
Got to watch them all.
So now at this point, we play a clip from every other episode we've done, right? No. Okay.
Okay.
There's no clips.
No clip show.
In the 70s, every show was a clip show. Like, hey, Mallory, remember that time? And then Alex would flash back to when Tom Hanks was his uncle and then weird shit like that. You know?
He drank vanilla extract from the kitchen.
Oh, Tom Hanks. I love that episode. That is up there with I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Oh,
I'm so
Saved by the
scared.
Bell,
That's
yeah.
my favorite TV. God, TV was weird. I know we went off to a weird area. We can bring it right back.
Recommendations. Okay.
Oh.
I would recommend that you, the viewer, go back and watch all of the other episodes, all 99 of them. Also, don't attack the capital of your nation.
Good idea.
Not a good idea at all.
Good idea.
Morons.
I mean, and
Everyone in the
Haiti,
world.
I know there's been some, Haiti that's happened a lot. Sometimes I think for good, but other countries.
Don't attack the capital of our nation, other countries.
Well, it's already happened in ours, so let's hope it doesn't happen.
In 1812.
It's going on in Kazakhstan right now, but anyway, that dates this show. I would like to recommend, since we've just turned over to a new year, we're now in 2022 in January 6th. I would like you to check out these two year-end lists from the UK newspaper, The Guardian, and they were posted 22 years apart. The first is from the year 2000, and it's titled 100 Ways You Can Make the World a Better Place. And I'll just cite some of my favorite items from that list, which is number 3, use your umbrella with manners. 11, join a union. 20, make a fuss. Don't let chatter about the death of ideology mean you lose your passion. Take action on things you think are wrong and are offensive. Complain, participate, get organized. And number 69, vote. Okay. And the second article, which is a kind of companion piece, which just came out, is from this year. It says, it's titled 100 Ways to Slightly Improve Your Life Without Really Trying. And my favorites, or some of my favorites from this list are 4, bring fruit to work. Bring fruit to bed. Number 12, sharpen your knives. Number 56, call an old friend out of the blue. Number 80.
Elderly friend? Sorry.
Doesn't matter. Well, here we're getting to that. Number 86 is nap, which I love naps, but I haven't been able to take one in a long time. But 98 is make a friend from a different generation. So anyway, I recommend you check out these two articles, and I'll provide links below.
Call an old friend back from the dead. Woo! Okay, my first recommendation before I get to, I only have one this week, but before I get to it, mad props to my friends over at Stickmen Brewery, or Stickmen Beers, which is right around the street. There's a story, I was in there once and a woman came in and she was being all like foodie-ish or beer-ish going, okay, now, can you tell me what the ratio of hops to barley is in this? And the guy looked at her and said, lady, it's beer. And apparently the story's gotten around because Stickmen Beer now has a motto. And the motto is, I don't know if you can see this or not, it says, it's a stick, man, just drink it. I totally love that. And that sums them up. Like, just drink it. So I'm drinking the Mafia Ale. All right, now I got to be serious for a moment. I want to, because this is January 6th, and I want to piggyback on a recommendation from Joe last week. My recommendation this week is an editorial in the New York Times, and it was called Every Day is January 6th Now. And the editorial was brilliant. It made the point that we can't just say, well, that happened and move on, because January 6th has kind of become ingrained in our culture. In other words, right now, there are 130 candidates for state office who are running on the big lie. That's pretty scary. So this is the first bit of the article that popped out at me was this line, which is, January 6th is not in the past. It's every day. It's regular citizens who threaten election officials and other public servants, who ask, when can we use the guns? And vow to murder politicians who dare to vote their conscience. I don't know if you guys saw the Reuters article or not, and I'll link to it. There was a Reuters article where Reuters went and they followed up with the people who'd been threatened. And then they followed up with law enforcement in that area. Law enforcement did nothing. Then they followed up with the people who did the threatening. And the people who did the threatening were like, yeah, I did it. I'd do it again. That's scary because they knew they could get away with it. So that was really, really kind of put me down. And then there was a little bit of hope that shined through this article. I'm going to read this part. And it says, if people who believe in conspiracy theories can win, so can those who live in the reality-based world. And I had a light bulb went off. And the light bulb said that if extremists can take 3 minutes to call somebody up and give them a death threat, or to pop into the comments section and go, my stepdad says, let's go, Brandon. You fucking inbreds. If they could take 3 minutes to do that, we normal people can take 3 minutes, and this is 1 minute each, to call our congressperson and both of our senators. Now, I know, I'm just going to say right now that, if you do that, please be polite and then have a little script ready before you do. So that way you're not calling and saying like, well, there's this law and I think it's good and can't remember what it's called. Right. I do this pretty much every day of my life. And it's only 3 minutes of my time. And what I do is I say, hello, my name is Rodney, and I am your constituent from Philadelphia. The constituent thing is important. Only call your senators and your congressperson. Other people don't want to hear from you because you can't vote for them. And say something like, I am calling to express my support for the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. Thank you. See how quick that was? That's all you have to do. Do not listen to people who tell you, oh, don't do it. Doesn't make any difference. They're not going to listen to you. Those people are how we got in this mess in the first place. All right. Me and other people called and went outside of Pat Toomey's office so much, he decided not to run anymore. And John Fetterman might get that seat. So you can make a difference. Rick Santorum, no longer senator from Pennsylvania because we kicked his ass out. You can make a difference. I don't care if your Congress critter is fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene. Call. You know why? Because a lot of the crazier ones consider themselves performance artists. They think of themselves like pro wrestlers. They're doing this as an act. If enough people call and say, change your act, like they would in pro wrestling, they will switch the script. And if you call and you get somebody who agrees with you, then that boisters them. It makes them understand that there are people out there who want something badly. You can do this. It's 3 minutes a day. If you have 3 minutes to go outside and look at a squirrel that looks like a cloud, you have 3 minutes to do this, right? And this is not a Democrat versus Republican thing. This is a people who want to preserve our democracy versus people who want an authoritarian government thing, right? You should not want one person to be in power unless that one person is me. All right, that was it. Next week, I'll get back to fun music stuff, but I really needed to say that. So thanks for the time. We move to Joe.
I just want to recommend a product that I enjoy. It's mushroom coffee, and it comes in instant form. So each pack makes a cup.
Okay.
What? It's freeze-dried coffee with extract of 2 different mushrooms, which are the lime
Psychedelic mushrooms?
Are you the only person, or are you the sole market for that?
Maybe.
Have you ever gone to the store and they've been out of it, is what I'm saying.
If they're psychedelic, I don't know. I might consider
Sometimes they're out of it. But you can also buy it online.
So, okay.
Oh, and chaga. So it's lion's mane and chaga. It's got an earthy, wonderful, creamy taste. So it's just coffee with mushroom extract in it, or something different. So if you're getting tired of the old coffee routine,
I'm tired of my regular mushroom coffee.
it's all organic too.
Mine tastes like the sunshine of your love.
Made by Cherry Sweetheart.
Ooh.
10 packets come in each box. So that's 10 cups of coffee. I read online that some people put it in hot water, but some people put it in coffee. So it's extra coffee.
Does it have caffeine in it?
Yeah, because it's coffee. It's freeze-dried Arabica coffee.
Arabica, yes.
That's
Arabica.
Erica's coffee. You
It's
give Erica
Erica.
back her coffee.
Arabica, whatever, that coffee, coffee that's normal coffee.
It could be decaf, but I was just checking.
It's not, it has caffeine. And
Are they claiming that there are health benefits from the
they're not
mushroom?
allowed to. The FDA won't let them.
Good.
But if you look online, of course, people say things like, "Oh, the lion's mane mushroom helps you with alertness," but who knows? It's really the caffeine, I think.
It helps me touch the screen that
Helps
climbs
you.
the wall.
Caffeine helps you with alertness.
Stick man beer.
I guess I just cringe at it because I'm not a fan of mushrooms. So
Dean,
Then
I'm a fan of
it's not
mushrooms
for you.
and coffee, and I'm cringing at it.
I'm a fan of
It's going to be
mushrooms.
chasing me in my sleep.
I like learning about them. I don't want to eat them. It makes me feel weird.
You don't want to
I'd rather eat a
mushrooms?
cow than a mushroom.
You don't like mushrooms?
I'd rather eat a cow than a mushroom.
What about cream of mushroom soup?
No,
I love mushrooms.
I don't.
Yeah.
I love mushrooms. I don't like eating them.
I like fresh raw mushrooms in salads, but it's a texture thing when you cook them. It just doesn't do anything for me. It's like eating a rubber eraser.
What about penis envy mushrooms?
What?
Psilocybin mushrooms.
Joe, your segment tonight is coming from a really dark place. It's like, I just imagine people watching this and dialing for help. You know what I mean?
He is in a very dark room over there.
Well, I'll eat those mushrooms because they're already out of the ground. Somebody already took them, and I bought them probably from somebody.
So you'll eat psychedelic mushrooms, but not white button mushrooms or portobello mushrooms. No.
Ever since the whole Stormy Daniels thing, I look at mushrooms differently. I start to cry.
No.
What did Stormy Daniels
Let's not
have?
go there.
Let's not go. No, let's not go there.
I'm gonna have to look this up later.
Mushrooms
Yeah,
are wonderful.
I don't know how you missed it the first time.
Mushrooms
Well,
are the
congratulations.
flowers of the mycelium that connect the trees and plants.
Was it?
Yes, mushrooms are the fruit of fungi. Mycelium.
I'm a fun guy.
Yes, you are.
Big questions and an educational show, folks. You came
There's,
here.
there's nothing
just for that.
educational about this show. Is just like, don't grow up to be us kids. That's the educational. It's not reading Rainbow. The show opens up a world of wonder and whimsy. No, it doesn't. After the show, I go in the corner and I cry. Like, that's our 100th episode.
This is our last episode. We're not going to get renewed after this one.